Hey guys, it's the Exegesis here, and today I'm going to read to you Thanatopsis by William Cullen Bryant, and then analyze it. So without further ado, let's read it. Thanatopsis by William Cullen Bryant. To him who in love of nature holds communion with her visible forms, she speaks a various language. For his gayer hours she has a voice of gladness, and a smile and eloquence of beauty, and she glides into his darker musings with a mild and healing sympathy that steals away their sharpness ere he is aware, when thoughts of the last bitter hour come like a blight over thy spirit in sad images of the stern agony and shroud and pale and breathless darkness and the narrow house make thee to shudder and grow sick at heart. Go forth under the open sky and list to nature's teachings, while from all around earth and her waters and the depths of air comes a still voice. Yet a few days and thee the all-beholding sun shall see no more in all his course, nor yet in the cold ground where thy pale form was laid with many tears, nor in the embrace of ocean shall exist thy image. Earth that nourished thee shall claim thy growth to be resolved to earth again, and lost each human trace, surrendering up thine individual being shalt thou go, to mix forever with the elements, to be a brother for the insensible rock, and to the sluggish clod, which the rude swain turns with his share, and treads upon. The oak shall send his roots abroad, and pierce thy mold. Yet not to thine eternal resting place shalt thou retire alone, nor couldst thou wish couch more Not to thine eternal resting place shalt thou retire alone, nor couldst thou wish cush more magnificent thou shalt lie down, with patriarchs of the infant world, with kings, the powerful of the earth, the wise, the good, fair forms and hoary seers of ages past, all in one mighty sepulchre. The hills rocky-ribbed and ancient as the sun, the vales stretching in pensive quietness between, the vulnerable woods, rivers that move in majesty, and the complaining brooks that make the meadow green, and poured round all. Old ocean's gray and melancholy waste are but the solemn decorations all of the great tomb of man. The golden sun, the planets, all the infant hosts of heaven, are shining on the sad abodes of death through the still lapse of ages. All that tread the globe are but a handful to the tribes that slumber in its bosom. Take the wings of morning, pierce the bark in wilderness, or lose thyself in the continuous woods where rolls the Oregon, and hears no sound save his own dashings. Yet the dead are there, and millions in those solitudes, since first a flight of years began, have laid them down in their last sleep. The dead reign there alone. So shalt thou rest, and what if thou withdraw in silence from the living, and no friend take note of thy departure? All that breathe will share thy destiny, the gay will laugh when thou art gone, the solemn brood of care plod on, and each one as before will chase his favorite phantom. Yet all these shall leave their mirth and their employments, and shall come and make their bed with thee, as the long train of ages glide away, the sons of men. The youth in life's green spring, and he who goes in the full strength of years, matron and maid, the speechless babe and the gray-headed man, shall one by one be gathered to thy side by those who in their turn shall follow them. So live that when thy summons comes to join the innumerable caravan which moves to the mysterious realm, where each shall take his chamber in the silent halls of death, thou go not like the quarry slave at night, scourged to his dungeon, but sustained in sooth, by an unfaltering trust approach thy grave, like one who wraps the drapery of his couch about him and lies down to approach thy grave, like one who wraps the drapery of his couch about him and lies down to pleasant dreams. So this is a pretty long one. There's a lot of deep things that are being brought here. The main idea of this is that when someone dies, they're going to be returned to the earth, and that you, in your life, shouldn't worry about death, because in the end, you're just going to become part of Earth, which is where we all came from. In the beginning of this, there's two smaller ideas. There's that nature is beautiful sometimes and it's scary sometimes. As it says here, she has a voice of gladness and a smile and eloquence of beauty when she glides into his darker musings with a mild and healing sympathy that steals away their sharpness ere he is aware. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And a few lines down, it says, go forth. Actually, no. And breathless darkness and in the narrow house make thee to shudder and grow sick at heart. Go forth under the open sky and list nature's teachings all the way down. Comes a still voice. To me, I think this means that you can learn a lot from nature, and if you're sad sometimes, it can cheer you up. I don't know, that's just a guess. That's what it sounds like to me. Going down to Kush, more magnificent. I don't know, maybe couch. I don't know. I think it's Kush. More magnificent. This is talking about how when you die, you're gonna be going down to with patriarchs, and then through stretching in pensive quietness. What this is saying is that when you die, not only will you be reunited with Earth, but also with all these great people that have lived since the dawn of time. Like, fair forms and hoary seers of ages past, and all in one mighty sepulcher. It's talking about past times and, past great rulers that have lived. Going down to the end, it's getting a little, it's philosophical throughout the whole thing, but it's getting sort of spiritual at the end. How it talks about death, about being an innumerable caravan, which moves to that mysterious realm. That realm being, I don't know, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. But not only calling it death, also saying that you should embrace this death due to the main idea that we're all going to be reunited with the Earth. And not only should we, die like we're falling asleep, or we should, embrace our death, but we shouldn't fear death. Shouldn't fear death, or we shouldn't dread it. For when it says here, thou go not like the quarry slave at night. A quarry slave, like that's someone working in the mines, that's forced to work mind coal. We fear death, but in a sense, fear death or dread it. For when it says, "Thou go not like the quarry slave at night." Quarry slave is someone that works in a mine and is being forced against their will. He's saying we shouldn't be thinking like that. We should go towards this infinity. I guess the bottom line is live your life to the fullest and know that in the end you will go to a peaceful dreamlike state, and then after a while you're going to be returned to all these great heroes and rulers that have lived long before you have, and you'll be returned to this ash and you know the saying that ash to ash, dust to dust, and you'll be returned to earth. And I guess that's just a circle of life, and that's Thanatopsis. So, that's Thanatopsis. Next week, I might do, maybe a Farewell to False Love. That's one of my favorites. Or Jabberwocky. I don't know, I should really set up a schedule. If you guys have any questions, I set up an Ask FM, if anyone's even watching this. Well, until then, to any viewers, maybe two or three, this is the exegesis